Hello traders, this is Rich from tradesight. This is a look at our ETF scans and ETF preview for the coming week. This is going to be for the week of Monday, June 10th, 2013. We've got a very strong update going today with most of the majors well above their opening levels. But the ETFs are starting to show some topping tails here. So we could have a situation in a condition where we do have some sell indications. Right now, with about half an hour to go until the close, the Qs and the diamonds both have differential sell signals. We're on kind of light volume here, all things considered. We had a fair amount of volume yesterday, but today we're a bit down in volume. Looking at the domestic sectors, we're kind of seeing hints of that same theme here. We've got a fair amount of differential sell signals. And again, this really just depends on how we close today, but we're a fair amount off the very best levels of the day right now. XLB definitely going to be on the radar for Monday because we've got some good volume in this one, and also differential sell condition. And the one that's sticking out on the buy side is the XLK, has an upside CPS condition, so that could be worth following for Monday as well. The only problem with the XLK is we've got fairly light volume here. As far as the commodities go, oil is very strong today. The USO has an upside CPS buy signal. It's more than 2% above the day's open, and right now trading pretty strongly, about half a percent above the day's VWAP. A lot of these are trading very, very light volume. The bonds, after being in motion for most of the week ahead of the non-farm number, are solidly down in volume today. As far as the foreign issues go, the EWJ is having a really strong session. That tracks Japan. We're about 3% above the day's open and more than 1% above the VWAP. Looks like we might have a sell condition in the EFA, perhaps a differential sell condition depending on how it closes. The EWU that is kind of a broad-based European ETF, trading a lot of volume, so good volume with an upside CPS buy signal. And as far as the specials go, a little bit to the downside. So the shorts are showing that you want to be long them, and a couple of the longs are flashing sell signals. So definitely bias to the long side here with the specials. A lot of these special shorts here have some pretty good volume. So keep an eye on the SDS and the QID for Monday, and also the SKF and SRS. All this four are trading some pretty good volume. And for a little change up today, let's take a look at the individual ETFs with their relevant bar counts. All right, so here's my watch list of the major ETFs. Up top here, we've got the major sectors, the broad-based ones. Spiders not really showing any sell warnings just yet. The Qs do have a 13 exhaustion in place on the seeker, and they're 11 days up for a Comer sell signal, so we're getting close there on the Comer. That would reinforce that sell signal in the Qs. The 13 came up just before we turned to the downside on the Qs right at the top. The middies, the MDYs are 10 days up now in the seeker, so that's actually only potentially 3 days away from a signal for a rollover in the MDY. Down here, the XLK is 12 days up of the required 13 for an exhaustion signal from the Comer. The XLK does have a 13 exhaustion in place for the aggressive version of the seeker, so that's definitely something that you want to have on your watch for Monday. Well, as always, thanks for listening. This has been Rich for tradesight. Hope to see you again next week.